Hi, it's Patrick Cranston of Cranston IT with your Bionic Business Vlog. It's my passion to help you make your business faster, stronger, better. So today I want to give you a real world example of how important it is to keep your network secured. Last night I was out, actually had to take my daughter to get her nails done, one of my favorite activities. And so while I was sitting in the car waiting for her to get done, I was wanting to watch some video on my iPhone. And I didn't want to use up all my data, so I thought, well, I'll see. I was in a retail area. I was like, I'll see if there's any free Wi-Fi around where I can log on and check some or watch some video without having to use up my data. So I pulled up my iPhone, and over here I took some screenshots of this because what I found was actually pretty amazing and also, unfortunately, pretty common. So when I opened up my Wi-Fi connections, I was looking and I saw a lot of locked, secured Wi-Fi, which is pretty common. But I also found this one called Cisco SB1. It was an unsecured network. So I joined that network and it let me join and gave me an internet connection. That got me a little curious as to what this network was. So, and when I joined it, you'll see that Apple actually gave me a warning and said this was an unsecured network. Provides no security, and if this was my network, I should really put some security on the network. So Apple's trying to be helpful. But then down here, you also see it gave me an IP address. That's my IP address on the network. And then it gives me the router IP address. That's the device that's controlling the network. So I decided to, just out of curiosity, I was like, I'm going to pull up that router and see what I get. So I punched in that IP address into the web browser. Now this is just all from my phone, not from my computer or anything. So just from my phone, I pull up the web address and I'm taken to the router login page, which is typical. This is web console. Most routers are web consoles now. And I was curious. I was like, this is an unsecured network. I wonder if this business has password protected their network. So I went and did a quick search online for default passwords for Cisco routers, and it gave me I found a quick link with all the default logins for Cisco routers. So I wasn't sure what router I was trying to log into, the exact model, but there's only two options, so I tried both options, and sure enough, the very first option I tried logged me right into this business's router. So here I was, just a person on the street, and in a couple of minutes, without really any hacking skills at all, I was able to access their network and access network equipment on their network. So now I could control their network. In theory, I could take over this network. And I don't have screenshots here, but if you go down through here, it gives me a list of all the connected devices. So I could see all the devices on their network. And actually, I wasn't sure what business I was connecting to, but when I pulled up their connected devices, they had named some of their devices with the name of the business. So I now knew exactly what business I was connecting to. And this has a VPN connection on here, so I could have gone in and set the VPN connection, set up a VPN, which would now allow me to get remote access to their network from anywhere on the internet. And they would never know. So in this case, I am going to reach out and contact this company and let them know they need to put better security on their router. And I actually did one better. I went ahead and changed their password for their router from the default so that at least if someone else logs in, they won't be able to get on their router and access it via the default. Now, we see this a lot more. So if you're a small business, when you're setting up your network, you really need to make sure you're following basic security protocols at the very least. One, you should always be securing your Wi-Fi networks with WPA2 encryption or better. So you always want to make sure that when you go in looking at a Wi-Fi network, you see here, these are all encrypted and password protected. So I can't just log on to these networks where this one was totally unsecured. And for any kind of networking equipment and computers that you have on your network, you always need to be changing the default usernames and passwords, because default usernames and passwords for network devices are very commonly found on the internet and well known. So it's very easy to find out a default password and just log in. This will save you a ton of time, frustration, and money down the road. If I was a malicious hacker, there's all sorts of things I could have done to this retail business to just screw up their business or cause financial harm or try to steal information out of their business. And it was just sitting there open for anyone to come by that was in that area to log on and take advantage of them. Hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please like and share this post. If you have an additional question or comment, please post a comment in the comment section or send questions to ask@cranstonit.com and I'll try to answer it in a future video. And one last thing, if you don't have the expertise on hand to deal with these type of IT security questions as a small business, I highly encourage you to reach out to your local IT security professional and get professional help on this, because this is a very real issue and can have drastic impacts on your business.